Three, two, one. What's up, everybody? Thank you for tuning in. Just wanted to post a video talking or going a little bit more in depth of what we were discussing, what changed recently in my golf swing. I've had a birthday and a bunch of celebrations recently, so bear with me as it's taking me a little bit of time to post this video. But the theme of this video is really coming to the understanding that it's not about perfect positions, but it's more so about one simple change that I made and what it taught me mentally. So just kind of to recap, my right hand used to sit too far over top of the golf shaft, right? So it used to be first knuckle to the sky or first knuckle to my face. And what that did is that would force me to shut the club face. That would force my trail elbow to flare away from my body at the top. And the results, I would pull it left, the divots lined up with my feet and not with the target. So what did I do to change? We kind of talked about it in the video. Instead of being on top, what I did is I put that knuckle a little bit more on the backside. So that way this hand is more flat, but more importantly, this crease points up to my right shoulder. And another subtle thing that I did is I moved my left thumb into the palm of my right hand to make sure that there's a little bit of resistance and that it will stay there, that it doesn't try to go back to what it's been doing. And what did that do? What it did is it allowed in the backswing, it allowed my elbow to be closer to my body, which allows to shallow out the club head. It also allows the palm to face more towards the sky, which is what we are looking for. That also allows the trail elbow to stay closer to the body. So just by moving my hand from here to here, it allowed this top position to be more, what we'll say, optimal, for lack of a better phrasing. What it taught me, it's kind of profound, but what it taught me is it's all about positions. And when you're at the top of your golf swing, you can't fix your position. It's a byproduct of being in the proper place. It's not something you can consciously fix. So what I mean by that is, if you, by the time you get to your backswing, if your elbow is away from your body, if your right hand's over top of the club head or closed, it's very hard to fix it on the way down. You got to have great timing, great hand-eye coordination, and it's really tough to be consistent there. But when you set up appropriately, when you set your feet up where they need to be, when you set your grip up where it needs to be on the club, and then you make sure that you're allowing your body to move into the proper position as opposed to trying to force it into the proper position at a desired time, it works out really well. So what this really reminded me is that the golf swing is all about the legs. Um, if you get to a bad position at the top, it's usually because you got there thinking arms first. Whereas if you remember that the golf swing is all about ground forces and how to best utilize your feet and your legs and your hips, getting to the proper position at the top of the backswing is just a byproduct of the proper sequencing of the legs. It also reminded me to swing through my left shoulder because I had to get flippy with my hands and try to figure out a lot of stuff on the way down with the old grip. It would make my shoulders open, and what that would do is that would give me a power fade. But it reminded me that if I can keep this shoulder closed as long as possible, I'll hit the ball with a lot of power, and I'll hit it with a mostly square club face. It also reminded me that I have to send the ball blind. So after I made this adjustment, I really wanted to see what happened to the ball in mid-flight. And what that would do is that would cause me to start looking for the ball earlier. Old baseball player, I really like tracking the ball. Really good at tracking the ball. But part of the reason I'm really good at tracking the ball is because you can anticipate where it's going. So if I'm swinging and before the ball or before the club makes contact with the ball, if I start to try anticipating to where it's going, all that does is that opens up your shoulders. So it really, really reminded me after this grip change to my hands that I have to trust my technique. I have to trust the adjustment that I made. And ultimately, it reminded me to send the ball blind. What I mean by sending the ball blind is basically keeping your head down where the ball was after contact long enough that you follow all the way through and then look for it. What I found for me personally is if I look for the ball before I finish my follow through, I get a slice or I get a power fade. Usually it's a power fade. Um, So yeah, commit to the move, finish my follow through, and then look to track the ball because, like I said, old baseball player, I can track the ball really well. A call to action. Question: what small technical fix taught you something mental? Drop a comment or a tag a friend chasing more consistent ball flights, or if you're on a similar path, let's grow together. Subscribe for swing evolution and mindset breakdowns. Thank you for being here. Peace.